abstract. Yeah, it's complicated. What you say, the way you act, well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends. There is a vibe when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting. Still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be.
Hi guys, I'm Debbie Jenkins with Debbie J's Crafting Corner, and yeah, this is the project that I did for the summit. Lovely, lovely foil. Foiling is one of my favorite ways to add a little extra to a card, and it's so friggin' easy to do. So I absolutely love this. Thing is, what is it that you have questions about? I am here to answer all your questions. If I don't know it, I can look it up and we can talk about it later. Yeah. Anyway, I do see a bunch of my buddies already in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Can we get some emotes in the chat? Okay, I will add my own emotes in the chat. Fine, be that way. Mary's just not helping me. Yes, it worked. Okay, yeah. Okay, Carol says, I love foil on cards, love the butterflies. Tiffany says, I have all the foil things and don't use them. Tiffany, we got to get busy on that. And Mary's got the purple hearts all over the screen. Love, love, love it. If you're not familiar with me, I do have some different interactions and stuff on my YouTube channel when we go live, and one of them is this emote wall that I just think is so super fun. Anyhow, Mary loves her purple hearts, so that's why you're going to see a lot of those. Anytime you put any emotes in there, it's going to go all over my face. So what questions can I answer for you? Okay, oh, Garce has got some dancing ladies going over my face. Linda's got a bunch of things. Awesome. You guys are so fun. Okay, Annette says, love to foil with Mink or Gina K Design Machine. Speaking of, I just got in my new fuse from Gina K. It was on back order. Yeah, it was out of stock, on back order, whatever, and she contacted me, and then I got it. And so now I've already gotten to try it out, and I absolutely love it. I've been using a laminator for the last few years. That's worked fine, and then I thought I was having problems with my printer because nothing that I printed out was foiling well. I think it was just I needed a better machine, and that one just wasn't getting hot enough no matter how long I'd leave it on. Okay, this is going to be the emote stream. What is my favorite foiling machine? I use the Spellbinders Glimmer system. I do have the Gemini foil press. Just to say, I do have that, and I've got the Glimmer system. I've used them both. And I used to use the foil press. I got that one first and then was using it with a Gemini Junior, which I bought specifically so I could do the foiling. So I've got both of those. However, the Gemini foil press is not really designed to go as hot as what some foils, like the Glimmer foils, need to get adhered really well. So my platform warped, cracked, broke. I had to replace it, the platform itself. So the heating part is all messed up. Then I got the then I got the Glimmer system, and it has been absolutely fabulous. I foil all the time, and I've never had a problem with it. Okay. Besides foiling, what are some of the other techniques you love to do from Miss Tiffany? I do lots and lots and lots and lots of die cutting. I pretty much like to try a little bit of everything. Really just depends on what I have time to do. I love... Darn it, Mary! I know that was from Mary. It had to be. Okay, this is another one of the things I have on my live stream. So this is just to let you guys know I have crazy people that come and hang out with me. We have a lot of fun, and we get some card making done in the process. So Judy Allen is wanting to know what was that. There is something called Tangia that you can, there is a capability to be able to affect the live stream on Twitch and YouTube if you choose to. And I'm sure that it was Mary's Crafty Creations. Yes, I'm calling you out, hun. That probably did that because she loves that one. But it's got a lot of different interactions. It's kind of bringing some of the Twitch world into YouTube to make it a lot just more fun. That is kind of what I do. What is my favorite foil to use? Glimmer foil. I use it all the time. I was thinking I still had a roll of the one that I just got that is just this real pretty mermaidy color. And I think I already put those cards away. I just made some cards using the Glimmer of the Month. And Mary says, yes, it was me, and I'm proud of it. I told Aaron that it was going to be you if you did anything like that. Anywho, I just got in some new foil from Spellbinders, and it is this iridescent blue-green, absolutely beautiful. Tiffany says, okay, I'm going to go to Linda first. Linda, is there a way to tell if an out-of-package foil is toner or heat? I would say try applying it with heat. If it works, it's hot foil. If it does not work, it's toner foil. Toner foil will not transfer without the toner. Okay, it just does not transfer the same way. And hot foil is required when you're using a hot foil system. Okay, Catherine, you can contact me and I will teach you Mary's trick. Your video mentioned the Spellbinder Magic Mat. I can't find... Okay, it wasn't the Spellbinders. It's actually scrapbook.com. This is my magic mat. And you can tell it... This is my magic mat, and you can tell it is pretty flat. And this is what I use for all of my die cutting. And it has made it so that my plates stay mostly perfect. Now, the reason there are a couple of marks in here is Mary, stop it! Oh, God. Okay, Tangia.com. Yeah. Also, since they're going to do it anyway, on my website, Debbie J's Crafting Corner, / actually, just go to the main page. There is a YouTube link up at the top, and it takes you to the page that has instructions on all the things. Okay. Back to the magic mat. My magic mat is pretty flat, and the reason there's a couple of cut marks in here is I kind of accidentally cut into it by mistake, but I haven't had to replace a mat. I have not had to replace one of these in the last 3 years. Yeah, I do have a couple of magic mats that I switch out, but if they ever get warped, I just heat them with my heat tool and we're good to go. I've got a couple of videos up from like 3 years ago with bad music, from around the time that I got them, showing how to use them. I am working on some new videos though, to kind of let you guys know I absolutely still love them. It is a thing. I do love them, and I use them every single time I die cut. Okay. I've never done foils before and don't have any of the stuff, but would love to try it. Any suggestions on how to start with very limited funds? Absolutely. The way that I started with foil was I had a friend at work ask me to make something for her. She was a party planner. I had just started card making, and she's thinking card making, paper crafting. Debbie can do whatever it is. So she asked me to make some foiled luminaries on vellum. I'm like, never done that before. Think I can do it. So you need to do it with toner, meaning print onto with a laser printer or use a Xerox machine, and then just get regular toner foil. That is the best way to start. That way you don't have to put a big upfront expense. You can try it out, see if it's something that you like. You may decide, I don't really like the look too much. It's too fuzzy, yada, yada, yada. You may decide you don't like it. I'm one that I want to try out whatever I can as cheaply as possible and then decide, is it something I want to invest my time and money into? Like I said, I just got the fuse tool. The fuse foil system. Absolutely fabulous. Absolutely love it. But I used 2 different laminators first when I was first trying it out. The first one I got was a Scotch, and it worked fine until it didn't. And then I got one that was on Amazon. It was a Crenova I don't think they have that model anymore, but I used that one for a couple of years and then it stopped. I think it just stopped heating up as much. So my toner was not grabbing the foil like it needed to. I am so glad that you guys are having fun. Do you like deco foiling with the gel? Yes. Well, okay. Deco foil transfer gel is absolutely fabulous. One thing I don't particularly like is that they changed to the duo, I think it was like 2 years ago, and stopped having the regular. I've got both because I never use it up because I don't ever use it enough. So there are two different foils of the Deco foil transfer gel. And yeah, they're sitting in my desk, meaning I need to use them. This one is the first one. And this one is duo. Now the difference between the two is that this one dries tacky. So you don't need to run it through your laminator. It doesn't need heat. This one does. But I think there are other gels that you can use instead that will won't dry tacky. And the reason I want to do it where it's not is I want to be able to put a layer of this down, like say, take care of some reverse foiling. Like we all have the waste. If you use foil, you have the waste. Put some of this down on a piece of cardstock, let it dry, and then run it through. Yeah, turning around. Let it dry, run it through your laminator, and it'll adhere your foil down and give you really good results. But let's say it's one that's got a design and you want that design. After you pull up the foil, if you're using the duo, all the places that don't have foil are still tacky, meaning other things can stick to them. And I don't particularly, if I want a white line there, then I want a white line there. I don't want to have to adhere something. This one will just leave it with some shine. This one you'd have to actually put foil over the whole thing. Okay, next question. What is toner foil? Toner foil is this, like its name, it is foil sheets that will stick to toner, which is from your laser printer or say a Xerox machine, something like that. It's not for inkjet. Inkjet is ink. Toner foil is actually a powder. Toner is actually like a powdered plastic, I think. And that's how you get those real crisp lines and everything because it's heated into the paper. So when you use toner, then that is what heats up and becomes the adhesive when you put the foil down. But it does not, but that foil does not have, let me grab some. Yes, I have the things out. So this is Fancy Foil from Gina K. I just got this in because I just got my foil system. And then my older ones. So like this is some Deco foil that's gold. So this is not going to work in my hot foil machine because it does not have adhesive built into the back. Glimmer foil does have heat activated adhesive on the back of the foil sheets. That's how one works, one doesn't. Somebody's saying something about tech gremlins. Well, I don't have any tech gremlins right now. What do you find the most rewarding about crafting and why? Oh my goodness. If you are a card maker and you've given a card to someone, and sometimes just the look on their face. Most recently, I sent one of my Twitch streaming friends. Twitch is another platform that has live streaming and stuff. That's all they do is live streaming. A lot of them are playing games and stuff instead of doing like what we do and are crafting. But she opened the card during one of her live streams. And I was there. You know, I was watching her and she was actually waiting for me in order to open it up. So she opens it up and she's thinking, oh my goodness, this is so pretty. And then I tell her, push the button. She pushes the button and then her face lit up so big. I mean, she actually screeched. It was fantastic. But she was so excited because this card lit up. So that is seeing someone react like that to something that you created. I mean, it's the best feeling in the world. I mean, I don't really know how else to describe it. I had the same kind of thing happen when I was at previous jobs. My last job, I was at a securities firm and I was making cards at that time and I would send them out for people's... Thanks, Dee! And Samuel L. Jackson. Anyway, Okay, back on track. I'm going to try to remember where I was at. Okay, yeah, I would drop by people's desks and find that the card that I sent them like 6 months ago was still sitting out, which means they loved it. They appreciated it. It's a way for you to express your creativity. For me, I love doing the creativity part, but I've also always been one of the people that, and when I'm learning something or when I've learned something, I want to show everybody how it works. Um, you know, oh, you didn't hear any sound for him? Oh my goodness. Why is Tangia is not doing the sound? Maybe it's a good thing. That might be a good thing. I've got it turned up, but that might be a good thing. I've had some technical issues in the last week. If you print with toner, how long can it be before you need to foil on it? Okay, if you've ever gotten any kind of letters in the mail, they've probably been printed on toner. So you don't have any kind of a time frame. There's really no time frame on that. If you've ever Xeroxed anything, they're there. What you do is you put the foil over it. You put it through your fuse, like what I've got, or a really hot laminator or a Mink machine. You put it through that. It heats up the toner, which is going to activate as an adhesive and stick to the foil. So the foil is going to stick to it. And then when you pull it out and you let it, I usually wave it around a second, give it a chance to kind of cool a little bit. And then you pull the foil off and it works fabulously. Maybe I should show that. I don't think I've got anything printed out at the moment, though. Mary says, I've done mine on next day and it came out beautifully. Absolutely. There's really not any kind of a time frame when it comes to toner foiling. A lot of things, unless they're sticky, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so Charlene Ash asked, love your card. I don't have any foil, but want to make it. Could I possibly use holographic iron-on or even foil cardstock and glue the butterflies onto the card? Absolutely. Use your imagination. Any design that you see can be created in lots of different ways. So let's say you've got a cricket and you've got holographic or foil vinyl. Yeah, something shiny. And you've got a design to be able to kind of replicate the butterflies. Go for it. Cut them out. It's the same thing as being able to do die cutting of foil and then glue them onto the card. The thing is with this hot foil system, it's basically you've got the plate. It's like a stamp that's made out of metal and it puts everything in the same place. And it's just so quick and easy. Buffering. I am so sorry. Okay, if you're having buffering, try refreshing your stream. I'm not seeing it at mine right now, and I've got the stream up on, I've got the YouTube up on one monitor, and I've got StreamYard up on another, so it looks like it should be fine. I have a small foiling plate, but not the system. Is there another way to heat it? That I'm not sure of. However, you may be able to use the plate, but not for foiling. You may be able to use it as a stamp. That would be just basically brayering on some ink over the top and pressing it on top, similar to what the Better Press can do. You don't want to use it in a Better Press system, though, because a hot foil plate is going to be thicker than a Better Press plate, and you could damage the machine. So, yeah, I don't really have much of an idea for that. I'm one of those people that if I had a glimmer plate, I would be wanting to use it on a hot foil machine because I want to use it for what its purpose is. I tend to use things for other things than what they're intended or in other ways because I try to just kind of stretch your supplies a little bit, you know? What do you apply the transfer gel with so as to not have brush lines? You can always use a dauber, but if you do, you're going to want to clean it. Like say a finger dauber or even a Tim Holtz, blender thing. One of these. You can use one of these to try to apply it. This one I think I used with some Simon Hurley Lunar Paste is the same kind of principle. If you're doing anything with any kind of a gel or paste, it's going to dry hard and you have to really, really clean it before it has a chance to do that. Otherwise, you're gonna lose the foam. But foam would probably work better than a brush. I find the texture it's always interesting. If I want a really flat texture, Glimmer Plate's going to go best for me. It also takes less time. If I want to play with one of my stencils, though, I usually just use a palette knife, and I don't really care about the streaks or whatever. Okay, what is your favorite ways to use foil art? I tend to make cards. That is what I do. I make lots and lots of cards for a couple of reasons. They're easy to give away when you remember to mail them. They're easy to store because each card doesn't really take up a whole lot of space, right? It just takes this much space, and I can put like 100 of them in a box. So that kind of thing. So they are, yeah, that's basically how I do it. But you could use foil on pretty much any kind of, I'm not going to say on anything. I have not tried it on fabric. I have not tried it on leather, but I've heard you can. And that's one of the things I kind of sort of want to give a try just to see. Somebody with bananas. Idolize says, thank you. You get me red. Don't know what that means. Oh, okay. Somebody was saying that they're proud of her. And so she's blushing. I like that. So I do want to thank you guys for popping in and hanging out with me. If I didn't get to your question today, I would love for you to come and hang out with me on one of my live streams. Something that's coming up this weekend, I'm doing what's called a raid train on Twitch. My session of it is on Monday for 2 hours from 1 to 3. 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern time. But for like 2 days, there's a lot of different folks that are going to be involved with that one. And I'm going to have a calendar of everything listed over in my Discord if you're interested. By the way, you can find me everywhere as Debbie J's Crafting Corner. So again, if you have any questions, let me know. And you guys can always find me on Facebook. What is Twitch? Twitch is another streaming platform. Twitch.tv. And again, all the links are in my link bio somewhere. And I love all the emotes. You guys rock. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope I answered enough stuff. But if you do have any other questions, please let me know.